Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to continue on with my fly fishing series that I've been doing, because I'm going on a fly fishing trip here, not this weekend but next weekend. I'm going on a fly fishing trip with all my buddies, my brother and a bunch of other guys. So I'm getting all my fly fishing gear ready, so why not make videos? So today I'm going to go over what's in the bag. This is going to be the bag that I'm going to be taking with me. It doesn't have everything in it now that I'm going to be taking with me, but I'm going to show you what's in it from my last trip. I went out probably two weeks ago when I went camping. I did some fly fishing, so I have all the stuff from that trip in the bag. So let's go over what's in the bag, and first of all, let's go over the bag itself. This bag here is my Umpaka bag. It is a waist bag. I used to say hip bag. I used to have a vest that I used to wear, but I didn't really like it in the summertime because I got really hot in it, and it just, because I had the mesh one, but it still, I got too hot with it. It was cumbersome having it up here. I just didn't like the chest vest. Not to say that they're not good. All my other buddies have them and they work really well. Just me personally, I don't like them, so I went and picked this up. So yeah, like I said, this is a waist bag. I'll show you how it goes on. It just goes on like so, and it clips in the back, and it fits over with waders on just fine. It has three zip compartments here, and then it has some side compartments here, and it has little compartments here too, and here too. This is usually where I put my water or my soda or beer, whatever I'm doing, put it in there. And there's another zipper on this side. And usually I don't keep it to the front like this. I usually spin it to the back, like so. And when I have the waders on, it's a little bit tighter, so that way I can hold it up a little so that it doesn't droop down in the water. Because as you can see, it does droop down a little bit, and I don't want it in the water, or I don't want my tippet in the water and everything. Alright. So there you go. Now let's go over what's on the sides and in the pockets. On the sides here, I have my tippet. I have 3 spools of fluorocarbon and a 5X tippet, and then I have 5 spools here of copolymer. This is your dry fly, or this is your dry fly. This is your wet fly tippet. I'll go over tippet here in my next video. I'm going to go over tippet, leaders, and stuff along those lines. But there's my tippet. These 2 tipper holders I actually made myself. They're attached here with carabiners that you can get from Home Depot. And you can get all the material to make these from Home Depot. It's really easy. It's just paracord, shrink wrap, and a couple of washers, and you make these. And they're really inexpensive to make, and they're very, very rugged. I've had these for a couple years now that I made, and they've lasted forever. Alright, on the sides here, we'll start with this side, and on this side, inside the pocket, the zipped pocket here, I have my split shots in 3 different varieties. Well, actually there's a lot of varieties, but 3 different containers. This one here is my smaller split shots. These are really, really small, very, very, very lightweight. I use these for when I'm fishing and the water's not that high as far as the CFS, or how hard the water's flowing, but I'm using dry fly, or I'm using wet flies that don't have much weight to them. Like say they're a small nymph that doesn't have any added weight to it, it doesn't have a tungsten bead on it, doesn't have any lead that's tied into it. So I'll go to one of these or a couple of these because they're really, really small, very, very lightweight. The next one here is a little bit bigger. These ones are actually considerably bigger to these here. These ones, oh shoot. These ones I use when the water is running very, very high. The CFS is running, you know, above 500 and into the thousands. Sometimes I'll fish on a river that's running at about 2,000 CFS, which is really, really heavy, and the flow is going very heavy, and I don't usually fish in those type of situations. Very, very rarely, if not never, in the winter will the water be running that heavy in Colorado. A lot of the hatcheries and fisheries in Colorado, they actually are on bodies of water that supply the water to the farmers out in the fields. So they raise the CFS very, very high. One of my favorite places to fish is Pueblo, Colorado on the Arkansas River. And almost all summer long, that thing is running above 3,000 CFS. I mean, you cannot wait it, and it sucks to go fishing at that time. So I wait to the summertime, and in the summertime, it's down to about 150, 200 CFS, which is, or in the wintertime, perfect for fishing. So that's when I use these or these. These are both, they're pretty heavy. This one here is a 0.6 gram. And then on here you have a 0.4 gram, 0.48 gram, and a 0.66 gram, and a 0.75 gram. So these are bigger than these ones. These ones are tiny. These ones are a little bit bigger, or much bigger. And then these ones are my egg shots. If you haven't used egg shots, you should probably use them I use these primarily in a body of water where the fish are heavily pressured. I mean, they are fished every day by hundreds of anglers. One of the most common, or one of the most famous types of body waters in Colorado would be the Frying Pan River. That river has hundreds of fishermen go through it in the summertime, and those fish see everything. So these sinkers here, I don't want to call them sinkers, these split shots here are painted green, and they're more natural than the regular lead colored ones. So use those on highly pressured waters. Alright, now let's get on to the side pockets here. On this side pocket I have my dry fly dressing. I have here the dry shake. You just take your fly, stick it in here. It's got a little styrofoam piece here. Then you close it over your line, shake it on your dry fly, pull your dry fly out, and you got to shake it on it, which helps it, assists it in floating, keeping it dry all day. And then I have here is my Frogs Fanny. Frogs Fanny is awesome. This stuff here has it's gonna buff out a bunch of stuff when it comes out, because this stuff is eek. But anyway, you take that, you take your fly, and you dress it into the fly. I mean, it's got a little brush on it, and you just brush that into the fly really well, and that'll keep it it'll keep it above the water almost all day. Alright, and then on the other side, in the other pocket, I don't have anything. Like I said, that's where I keep my water, or I keep my beer. I don't drink soda, but if I was, it would be in there. So let's go to the pockets here. The first pocket is your largest compartment. This compartment is huge. I mean, this compartment will hold five medium-sized fly boxes, and it'll hold 3 large fly boxes. In here now, I have just 2 fly boxes here. This one here has my San Juan worms, and it has my Mysis shrimp along the top. Mysis shrimp are used for the Frying Pan River. They're used for the Silverthorne River. It's a very small shrimp pattern, because there's shrimp in the bigger lakes that feed down to the tailwaters. Those tailwaters have a lot of shrimp from the lake. I'll go over that in another video if anybody wants to know how to catch big fish off of tailwaters that feed off of high mountain lakes. This one here has, let's see, it's got some copper johns, prince nymphs. So this is pretty much my nymphs box. It's just a small amount of nymphs in here. And then on the other side is the same exact thing. But as you see, those 2 came out of this one compartment, and there's still plenty of room. That's all that's in that compartment. And the next compartment is your second compartment, and this is the second largest compartment, but it's still a very, very big compartment. I mean, this will hold so many fly boxes, and I'll show you in a second. But I got my large fly box. This one here is my workhorse fly box. You see flies falling all over the place. But this one has a compartment for flies here, flies here in the middle, then it opens up. You got a compartment here for flies and a compartment here for flies. This box holds a ton of flies. On this side here is my dry flies, and I have my woolly buggers, my streamers. Over here I have just RS2s. RS2s work really well, and I have a lot of those on there. And then over here is my lake flies, and it has all my chronomids and stuff along those lines. And then I have my copper john box. This one has nothing but copper johns in here. It got wet too, so a couple of them rusted, but no big deal. I'll just tie up some more. Those are all copper johns in multiple different colors. Alright, what else do we have in here? We have my stomach sucking tool. This is used for when you catch a fish You take this tool, you take the fish, you put the fish in the water, you take this, stick it down into its stomach, press it, shoot water in there, suck up whatever it's eating, and then you can see what it's eating. Then you just squirt it out and you can see what it's eating, and it makes it 100 times easier to match the hatch because you actually know what that fish is eating. Probably if that fish is eating whatever is in its stomach, most of the fish around it are doing the same thing. And then I have nothing else in there. Moving on to the last compartment here, which is just a small compartment. It's not very big. This is just the one that hangs down off your front so you can reach down here. And this is where I usually put like my stuff I need to get to fast. Like for example, off insect repellent. This stuff is very important if you're going to be out walking in the backcountry or high country, and you're going to be walking through a lot of wooded area, thick bush. There's going to be mosquitoes in there and other biting insects, so you always want to have some sort of insect repellent. So I have that in there. And then I also have my gink. This is another floatant, except for this is a liquid floatant. This gink is what I use the most when I'm dry fly fishing. What you do is you just squirt it out and you work it into the fly, and then you just put it in the material of the fly, and it'll keep it on top of the surface of the water all day. You'll have to apply it every once in a while, but not too often. Depends on how much casting you're doing and what type of casting you're doing. If you're actually doing big long haul casts and you're casting that fly way out there, eventually the gink is gonna deteriorate on that fly because of the fact that it's being whipped around so much. But if you're just doing a roll cast and you're not casting very far, it'll last for a long time. Very, very important stuff. Again, it's called gink. This stuff is awesome. Very important for a fly fisherman. Then we're in here. I have some of my pre-made egg patterns. These are just for in the fall or in when the fish are actually spawning. You use these, you'll catch a ton. This is the non-abrasive way of fishing with the egg pattern. Most of the time the fish will swallow the egg pattern for me, so I don't put the hook on the egg itself. The hook sits off about 2 inches from the egg. So when the fish takes and I set the hook, it's going to slide through the fish's mouth, like so. It'll slide through the fish's mouth, come out the mouth, and then the hook will catch it in the upper lip or in the corner of the lip. Like I said, it's the most unabrasive way of catching fish, and this is the way I fish it. I can make a video on how to do that coming up this fall. If anybody wants, just comment below. I'll make a video on that. And then I have some more indicators here. These are frog hair indicators. It's a lot like it goes on a lot like how bass fishermen use their bobber stops, because it actually has 2 bobber stops on there. Same way, same principle. You put your line through it, you slip it onto your line, and then you move it to where you want it to go. These are probably my favorite, my second favorite indicators. My other one is, I don't even know which one will be my first one, but I like this one a lot. It's probably my number 2. And then I forgot to look in here because I have another indicator in the side pocket here, the other side pocket, and that indicator is a thingamabobber. This is probably my favorite indicator. This one is it's just really easy to put. You put the line through, you double over the line, put it through, wrap it around, and push it back out. And then you'll have your line going to your reel, and then your line going out to the water, and it'll just sit there, and you can adjust it. You can adjust the height of how long. The way you want to do it is if you're fishing water that's probably anywhere from 18 inches deep to 24 inches deep, you go down from here down to your fly. And then what you want it to do is when it hits the water, both of them hit the water, you want your fly to come down and bounce along the surface as this goes along, and it keeps it moving along the bottom very naturally. It's called a dead drift. Well, it's called a perfect drift or a dead drift. Be perfect to get that perfect presentation for the fish. Alright guys, I think that's it. There is a gate that goes in the back here. I don't use it. It's a metal piece in here that keeps it off your stomach, or off your back. I don't use it. For me, it's uncomfortable because you guys might know I'm 6'5" and it sucks having that thing on there. So I have too much back. So yeah. Alright guys, so that is my my fanny pack or my waist pack, and that's what's in my bag. It's all the essentials I need for when I'm out fishing for that day. Usually the way this is packed right now would be a day pack. And then if I go on a longer trip like I'm about to do next weekend, I'll bring a separate bag with me that has all my flies in it, and has all my tippet in it, has multiple reels, multiple rods, and I put it in that bag. And then what I do is I put what I want for that day in the bag here. Just depends on what type of body of water I'm fishing. If I'm fishing a lake, I have specific flies and a specific reel and rod, and then that's what I'll take with me. Fishing a river, same situation. I have specific flies I want to use, a specific rod and a specific reel. So yeah, guys, so these are very important for a fly fisherman. That's what's in my bag. I hope this helps you out on how to pack your bag, and if it didn't, then put some questions below if you have a question about why it's not working for you, what you should put in your bag for when you're going on your trip, and I'll answer those questions. Comment below. Alright guys, like the video, comment below, and share the video. And as always guys, tight lines.